Hey guys, it's Jason. Alright, well, tomorrow I get my bees. So I'm fixing to start setting up my hive stands along this fence row here. I've been working on keeping this fence row clean. It was actually out to about, say, right here. From here back over the fence row. This time last year was privet hedge, like that hedge right there, and I've spent a lot of time through last summer and this past winter and all digging the stumps up and trying to beat this down with my bee project in mind. I wanted them to, back over in this direction is the north, and so for the winter time I wanted the back of their hives to have kind of a tree break along it to help them out. And even with this fence row here, if it's good and windy and I possibly wind up cleaning some of this trees out and adding more pasture over in here behind the fence, I can actually put maybe some sheets of tin to give them a wind break on the back of their hive for winter time. The front of their hive, of course, will be I'll have it closed off with an entrance reducer, and hopefully, you know, if things go well, they'll have plenty of honey to last them through the winter. But that's kind of the reason I'm going with this location, plus the fact that that this is the garden, and that's the main reason for the bees right here, where I've got, this is my second load of manure on it for this season. Right here where the manure is where I put all my tomatoes, squash, zucchinis, well, that's squash too, peppers, all my good vegetables go here. My carrots, my beets, my such as that. Anyway, I'll plant this up. Anyway, you get the idea. Well, all right, my bees are here, and of course it's supposed to storm all day today. So I'm going to try to get this filmed. We'll see what happens. If it don't work out so well, we'll see. But anyway, one thing I've noticed right off the bat is I'm going to have to be very, very vigilant about robbers, thieves, such as ants, things like that. My van, my little truck that I run the roads in most of the time, I park it in the backyard, and it's got ants in it. And I stopped at Hobby Lobby to buy some spray bottles and some different colored duct tape to give them sort of an address. I'm gonna stick red and yellow duct tape on the roofs of the on the tops of the beehive, so they can tell them apart and give them sort of a landmarker. But while I was in there, you know, just that few minutes, so there's another one. The ants in my van just absolutely just covered the boxes. Now this is one queen and 3 pounds here. Anyway, so my first order of business is to get out there and get my stands set up, get my hives on there, get some, I'm going to take axle grease and I'm going to rub all over the legs of the stands that I built, nice and thick. That ought to that ought to keep them bees, that ought to keep them ants from climbing the legs and bothering my girls here. So anyway, I'm gonna get busy with that, and hopefully, if the weather permits, I'll see you out in the yard here in just a few. Okay, guys, we've got our bees out here now. It's just about crunch time. I've gone ahead and cut a little piece of scrap wood from the beehive bill, 8 inches long, and put down here on the entrance to reduce it until the colony builds up. They're going to have certain ones that are going to be guards, and those guys are, you know, that'll give them just a little bit narrower of an entrance to guard from predators, robber bees, yellow jackets, bumblebees, hornets, whatever, you know, different insects will come rob their honey. This right here is a entrance feeder. It'll have a mason jar turned upside down. It comes with this little lid here with holes punched in it. So you just screw that lid on, set it down, and it'll drip sugar water down in there, which will help them get established. Like I said, I gave one hive a piece of yellow duct tape, and the other hive down there's got a piece of red on it. So let's see, I've added to my bolts to my stands. We're expecting high winds this afternoon, really bad weather. So, and I've heard tales from some of my friends in the beekeeping club have actually lost hives due to the wind blowing the roof off and the queen and all of them drowning. So we're going to put a strap on these things. I'm probably just going to start out with some of my 12 cord to begin with, but we're going to go with that. I've greased the legs up with axle grease good and thick so that ants can't crawl up the legs. And I guess from this point, I can't think of nothing else to throw out there. I guess I'll go get my bee gear on, and hopefully I'll wind up having better luck with my bees than John Null had with his.
Hey guys, J0. That looks nice. Here. Hey. Oh, geez, son of a God.
Okay guys, let's get started here. I'm going to open this up, get our jar of sugar water out, or simple syrup rather, and then we're going to get the queen out. We're going to rubber band her to a hive frame, and then I'm just going to play this by ear, see how things seem about getting the rest of them in there. A lot of people dump them in. I've seen one guy do it by putting the entire box in there and just letting them come out on their own as they want to. So we're going to see we'll just see where this goes. Let's get started. First we're going to soak them down with some simple syrup, 50-50 sugar water mix. From what I've read and seen, this is actually better than using smoke on an initial install. Once you come back to rob them later on, once they're a full-grown hive, that will be a different story. The smoker will be what you want to use. But for now, okay, Okay, my understanding, the next step, give them a little bump. That gets them off of that jar. So right now we're wanting to get the simple syrup out of here and the queen. This is not looking good here, guys. Okay. Wow. This jar is still really full. Okay, things are fixing to get exciting. All these fancy tools, and we're going to resort to the good old trusty pocket knife. I put these hive frames together last night. They were a lot of fun. Actually, I didn't put the frames together last night. I put the foundation in them. They're you got to get you put the wire in there, nail the wire in, get it nice and banjo tight, and then you lay the foundation in, tack the foundation into place, and then you take a car battery charger and melt the wax to the foundation. Kind of a neat little process. I'll show you when I do the honey supers. Okay, we have the queen out now. Queen, she looks extremely healthy and happy. Now what we're going to do here, let you get a look at her in there. Yeah, my hands are shaking. She's the big one. She's got a red dot on her back. That's how you tell what year she was put in there. They color code the queen. She's the really big one. Okay, at this point what I've done is I've took this little small drill bit and I've run a hole. Let's see, can't really tell if I'm in the shot here. Run a hole through that candy that's there, and to give them a way to get to her. So now we're going to put her on the board and put her in her new home. this point, what I think I'm going to do is give them a little more syrup. And I'm just going to set that whole box in there and let them come out when they feel like it. Well, I did not mean to do that. Okay, well, they're in the hive and the queen's out. Okay guys, at this point the box is out. I'll let that sit there for a little while the ones that were still clinging on inside reorientate themselves and decide to move on into the hive. I put the 5 extra frames in there, and at this point we're just going to leave it alone till probably this next coming Saturday, and we'll come back and we'll probably check and make sure probably Saturday morning we'll make sure that the queen is out and that she's doing well. I can tell by the way they're acting. I'm not even going to pull the queen's frame out right now, where she's at, because the cluster of bees is just right on top of that one bar there, the 4th one over from this side. You can tell all the activity's right there, and that's where the activity's supposed to be, is with her. So anyway, let me see if I can't get the top back on this without hurting anybody.